Good morning and welcome to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter, the show that takes a look at the events and what's happening all around Putnam County, as well as interviews with local, community, and business leaders. And now, sharing his insights and experience, here's Today in Putnam County with County Mayor Randy Porter.
Thanks and good morning. I hope you're having a great weekend. Thanks for joining us this week for Today in Putnam County. Our show this week is about a group that you may have not heard about, but provides some major services to our deployed military troops, their families, and our veterans. They are called the Upper Cumberland Blue Star Mothers, and my guest this week is the president of that organization, Belinda Owens, and the community liaison, Stephanie Young. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Thanks for being on the show, and I appreciate what y'all do. Until just recently, I had never heard of Blue Star Mothers, and I actually, Stephanie, I think you were on one of the radio shows recently, and I saw and also saw on social media and started digging into what you ladies do, and absolutely amazing. Did not realize that it was out there, but you're a group of mothers and grandmothers and legal guardians and all those kinds of folks that are helping out our military, right?
That is correct. Yes.
So give me an idea of how did this start? How did the Blue Star Mothers start, and what do y'all do on a day-to-day basis?
So it started years ago, like in 42, I believe it was.
Yeah, I saw that creating 42 in Congress chartered it in 1960.
Yeah, so there was a gentleman, and he reached out to a lot of moms and was like, do you have sons or daughters in the military, and how can we help them? And he thought he would just get a few responses back. It actually was an overwhelming amount of people that reached out to him, and that's kind of how it started in a nutshell, and it's just grown ever since then. And when my son joined the military 7 years ago, he's in the National Guard. When he was away at basic and stuff, I connected with other moms, and we shared stories, and it's hard during basic because you can't talk to them or anything, and just met some really great people there, and always have wanted to be part of a group, but there was never one close to where I lived. And when I moved here, there still wasn't one close, and so I reached out on social media and said who would be interested in doing this with me, and I got lots of really good response, and that's kind of how we kicked it off to this area. But when my son was deployed, I had moms from all over the country sending him things and praying for him and supporting him, and so I had it on my heart. That's what I wanted to do, to give back. He's still in the military, but he's not deployed right now, but I wanted to be able to do what they did for him.
To all the other troops that are out there. Belinda, do you have somebody in the military or had someone?
Actually, I am a military veteran, too.
Oh, wow. Thank you for your service.
I was in the Marines for 9 years. And I do have 2 children in the military. I have a son in the Marines and a daughter in the Army. And my daughter just came back from Poland this year in April, and we sent a lot of care packages to her over there.
And so is with the Blue Star Moms, is that kind of your mission, is to make sure that these folks that are deployed or they're in basic or wherever they're at, that they're getting care packages of items to be able to help them while they're away?
And more so for morale-wise, too, whether it's hygiene items or snacks that they don't get if they're deployed. They don't get snacks a lot of times there. They're just not able to go to the store or get the things they'd like to have. So
what's a basic care package that you see? And give me an idea of the items that you would put in one of those care packages.
A lot of times it's hygiene items would be like razors or
toothpaste,
toothbrushes, toothpaste, washcloths, baby wipes. Especially if you're out in the field, baby wipes are nice to have.
Things we take for granted, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We do take a lot of stuff for granted here in the United States.
Because sometimes they'll go out on their missions or their rucks, and they'll be away from the base for several days or a week. And so, they have to pack everything they own as much as they can in these bags to carry on their backs.
Right.
And if they can't fit it, they don't have it.
They don't have
so, a lot of travel size things is what we send, so that way they can tuck them away into all those little nooks and crevices, and they have them, to bring with them.
So this Upper Cumberland chapter of the Blue Star Mothers, how long have you been in existence?
3 years?
Two and a half. About 2.5 years now.
And so, Stephanie, was it you that originally came up with the idea to want to do this here locally?
I did. I had just moved here from Virginia. All my family is here, and it was a way for me to make some friends, but then also to reach out and provide. I never served in the military, so this is my way of being able to give back.
Well, and it's we take our freedoms for granted anymore, and it's easy for us to say, let somebody else do it. Someone else's child, someone else's brother, sister, whatever, mom or dad or whatever that does it. And if we're not careful, we get busy in our everyday lives. We forget about those folks that are serving all over the country, all over the world, in places that are keeping us safe and fighting for our freedoms, that it's easy on a day-to-day basis not to remember those. We're talking this morning about the Upper Cumberland Blue Star Mothers. I got Stephanie Young and Belinda Owens that are with the group. These folks, these are mothers and grandmothers and stepmothers and legal guardians that have children that are either serving or have been serving in the armed forces. Well, they're taking care of those folks, making sure that, I'm guessing on a weekly or monthly basis, that these folks get care packages and get all these things coming from home. I can't imagine being deployed and away from your families and everything for as long as some of these folks are, how lonely and needy that you will be. And then these things have got to be a tremendous uplift to those folks to be able to get those packages. So you're basically helping those troops of getting these care packages to them. How does that work? I mean, doing this off of donations, is that the way that you get this?
That's correct. We do ask for donations, and sometimes we will be at grocery stores and get donations, or people will put boxes in their stores or their offices. Then once we have enough donations to fill boxes, we will have a packing party, is what we call it, and we'll set up in a big office space or room, and we will just pack these boxes, and then we mail them out the same day.
And so do they go by the U.S. Postal Service? Is that the way they get to where they're going?
They do. And we partner with a shipping company. It's called Ship Thrifty, and we are able to get a little bit discounted rate on our shipping, and so that helps. But yeah, we get all of our names and everything, and we'll have our labels all printed. And we've done it several different ways, but I think the last time we did it, we had the boxes already labeled, and everybody just grabbed a labeled box, and it had an M or an F on it, and they were able to pack it, whether it's a male or a female, and different characteristics that needed to be part of the box.
Wow. How long does it take a normal package once you ship it to get to these folks? I guess it depends on where they're at.
Well,
right?
It depends on where they're at. And I know when we shipped a couple boxes to my daughter in Poland, it took about 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow. So you got to really stay ahead of the game, thinking about what they're going to need in 2 or 3 weeks, not what they're going to need in the next 2 or 3 days, right?
Right. Or if a holiday is coming, for instance, we've done big care package togethers where we would pack a party and send things for Christmas. And so we would do that early in November so that they would get their stuff at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So what if somebody out there wants to donate? How do they go about that?
So we have several ways. Obviously, they can mail it to us. We have a post office box here in town. And of course, you're going to ask me what that is, and I don't have it right here in front of me. Okay. But we also have a new website where we can take PayPal donations. And we have, you can always send it through PayPal. And then we on our website also, there's a link that you can donate right there from our website too, and it gets sent to us.
It's sent to you. So
yes.
Can you give us the website address or the mailing address, either one?
So the website is obviously HTTPS, and then the colon and / and then it's our initials, UCBSMTN7.501site.com.
And so they can go to your website, they can donate, and also the information on your website's probably got your mailing address and everything, too.
We do have a P.O. Box, and our P.O. Box is P.O. Box 2586, Cookeville, Tennessee, 38502.
So, folks, if you'd like to help and donate to the Blue Star Mothers, they're taking care of our armed forces that are all over the world, making sure that we stay safe and making sure our freedoms are still there and fought for. If you'd like to donate, please do that. We got to take a break. You're listening to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. More with Belinda and Stephanie with the Blue Star Mothers after this break.
And now back to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. Hope you're having a great weekend. Thanks for joining and listening this week. Our show is about maybe an organization that you haven't heard of before. I hadn't until just recently. It's called the Upper Cumberland Blue Star Mothers. And this is a great group of moms and grandmoms and stepmothers and anybody that's got military personnel that are deployed across the world. They're taking care of those folks by sending care packages and items to those military personnel that probably don't have a lot of these things, and they're making sure that they have some of the just the basic necessities while they're deployed that we take for granted on a day-to-day basis. My guests this morning are Stephanie Young and Belinda Owens. They're with the Upper Cumberland Blue Star Moms, and we were talking about how y'all support these folks, and you're doing everything through donations.
Yes, that's correct.
So you got some events coming up. Well, let's talk about those.
Okay, go ahead.
So we have Care Package Food Drive on June 15th. At the Food Lion here in Cookeville, and it's from 10 to 2. We'll have people out there giving flyers to the people as they go into shop, and then we'll be accepting donations that they can purchase right then.
And is that the Food Lion on Spring Street?
Yes.
The one on Jackson.
The one on
Jackson Plaza.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the one on Jackson
Plaza. Jackson Plaza. So that's June 15th.
June 15th.
From 10 to 2 at the Food Lion on Jackson Street here in the Jackson Plaza Shopping Center. So if people want to come by, they can either donate you money or they can bring you food or some of the basic necessities when it comes to hygiene.
Yes.
And then you've got another event coming up on June the 29th.
June 29th, we will have a Care Package Food Drive at the Food City.
It's on 10th Street, right?
Yep.
Yes. And that is from 10 to 2 also.
So you got a Humvee that you're going to try to fill with food items. Is that that's the goal, right?
That is the goal. Yes.
And then on the 4th of July, you're going to be with us at Red, White, and Blue?
Yes. So we've been helping with that for the last couple years, actually. We've partnered with Ricky Shelton. In the first year, we helped him with the musicians and getting them situated before the concerts and stuff, and helped a little bit with various different tasks and stuff that he had. And then last year, we helped again. We had a booth there that we set up next to the tank, and we had some items that we sold and stuff like that. And I ended up helping a lot more last year than I had anticipated.
That was a huge crowd for the tank.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, they were lined up. The kids were to be able to go up and see that tank. It was
that
amazing.
was pretty awesome. And so we were there last year, and then this year I'm on the committee. I've moved up into the.
You have to be careful when you volunteer.
I know.
And
but we're going to have a booth set up there this year, and it's actually going to be a little different. We're going to get some different light up things for kids to be able to purchase and do it a little bit more as a fundraiser for items and stuff that they can have fun with during the event. So.
Absolutely. Well, those are, let's repeat those so folks can get those written down. June the 15th, that's on a Saturday. They're going to have a Care Package Food Drive at the Food Line on Jackson Street. That's over in Jackson Plaza Shopping Center. That's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can take all kinds of food items, toiletries, hygiene products, both male and female. Or you can come by and donate if you just like to give them some money or write them a check. Well, I'm sure they'd be happy to take that donation. And then on June the 29th, they're going to fill a Humvee. If you know what a Humvee is, it's a big military vehicle. They're going to try to fill that with food items and hygiene items. That's going to be at Food City out on East 10th Street from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then they're going to be with us for the Red, White, and Boom at the Putnam County Fairgrounds on July the 4th. That's always a great event. Mayor Shelton organized that several years ago. I think we're coming up on our 10th annual of that one, and it's always a great time. And so these folks will be there. And realize they're helping our military personnel. You may not have a family member that's in the military, but for those that do, they're fighting for our country and fighting for our freedom. And these ladies, they're doing a great job and providing a great service to make sure that those folks get some of those little things that we take for granted on a day-to-day basis. It might be a pack of Oreo cookies, and if you're deployed somewhere and like your daughter was in Poland or they're out in the middle of nowhere, some of those items we take for granted are special to them. So when it comes to helping other folks, y'all do more than just those folks that are deployed. You were telling me about the National Guard, some things that you did for them. Talk about that.
They're a special place in my heart because my son's National Guard in Virginia.
Yeah.
So we had connected with them about a year or so ago, and we actually met at the National Guard Armory for our meetings for free. They opened the doors up for us. But in turn, we've helped them. We've done desserts for them on their family days. And at Christmas this past year, we wanted to do something for them. It's their last Christmas home because they'll be deployed this year.
That's what I had heard. So
yeah,
when they're leaving?
They're leaving August or September, I believe, and they're being deployed. And so I really felt led to do something big for them at Christmas time, and we got over $500 in donations. I was able to go and get all sorts of toys and gifts and little things for the kids, and then myself and my mom, who's a Blue Star mom, we went around to different businesses and they gave gift certificates and meals and oil changes and all sorts of different things. And we were able to give all of those out to them at Christmas time. And they were just so blessed. Makes you happy. Oh my gosh.
Inside, doesn't it?
I mean, they're like, how many more gift certificates do you have? I mean, we had like 30 or 40 different gift certificates, and we just kept giving them in all different places that we just were able to give back. And it was awesome.
Yeah, because our military personnel, if you're in the military today, we don't have a draft. So if you're in the military today, you're there because you want to be there.
That's correct.
And so they're there to serve our country, and they're there to serve other people. And I know a lot of those, they're modest. It's about them doing something for somebody else, not you doing something for them. But they're so appreciative of things like that. And sometimes it's the little things, isn't it? And
it is.
And so y'all do a great job. And our Guard, it's been a while since they were deployed last, right?
Yeah. Usually with the National Guard, it's every 2 years. They do an every 2-year rotation. So my son's actually gearing up again for probably next year.
Yeah.
But one of the things with the National Guard, we did a Fill the Humvee. Was it in the spring or in the fall?
Last
I think.
year, yeah.
And the girls came out, and I remember they brought everything back to our storage unit for us.
Oh, wow.
And then I remember our care package coordinator, Dana, she was saying that they brought everything in for her. And then she's like, do you guys need anything? And they're like, no, it's okay. And she's like, no, this is all for you too.
Yeah.
And she was able to bless them with some little care packages right there on the spot. So that was really nice.
Well,
but they don't. They're very shy and
modest. They're modest when it comes to things like that. Hey, we got to take a break. You're listening today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. We're talking with Stephanie Young and Belinda Owens. They're with the Upper Cumberland Blue Star Mothers. You may have not heard about them, but they're a great organization that help our troops that are all around the world fighting for our freedoms. We'll have more with them. Stay with us.
And now back to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.
Welcome back to Today in Putnam County. I'm your host, County Mayor Randy Porter. Hope you're having a great weekend. Thanks for listening to us this week. Our show is about an organization that you may have not heard about before. It's called the Upper Cumberland Blue Star Mothers. They are a great group of women that most of them have military personnel that are deployed across the world. It may be a son or a daughter. It could be a brother or sister, or it could be parents. It could be anybody of their family that's deployed. And they make sure that these folks are getting some of the basic things that they need and enjoy. I mean, care packages that are sent to them all around the world. And I've got Belinda Owens and Stephanie Young with me this morning. They're both with the organization. We're talking about the things that they do and how that you can help this group to be able to provide these things to our members that are deployed all across the world. They have 3 events coming up if you'd like to donate. On June the 15th, they're going to have a care package food drive at the Food Line here on Jackson Street in the Jackson Plaza. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can go by and donate food items, hygiene items, those kind of things that can be sent in a care package to these folks across the world. And on June 29th, they're going to have another food drive called Fill the Humvee. It's going to be at Food City out on East 10th Street. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then they're going to be with us for our 10th annual Red, White, and Boom fireworks that we're going to have at the Putnam County Fairgrounds on July the 4th. Gates are going to open up about 3:30 or 4. Concerts starting about 5, and then the fireworks course will be about 9. They're going to be there with us. So if you'd like to come to any of those events, help them to be able to help our military personnel that are deployed to send these care packages to them, because it means the world. And I think, ladies, as we talked about earlier, it's easy for us, if we don't have family members that are deployed, to forget about those folks that are over there protecting us and fighting for our freedoms. Belinda, you were talking about you and your husband both served in the military.
That's correct. I was in the Marines for 9 years, and my husband's retired Navy.
So you know, your family knows what it's like to have you deployed.
Yes.
I know it's a hardship on probably worse on the families than it is on the military members, because we were talking about today, if you're in the military, you want to be there, and you're going to all these places, but the family is tough on them, right?
At home to take care of things while the military person is away. And
so y'all provide moral support for these families too, don't you? I mean, I'm guessing it's a close-knit group of folks that there's one thing about it, you both know how it feels to have these folks deployed. So it's good to have folks that you can talk to and have that moral support, isn't it?
Yeah, and even new moms. We've had a few new moms who their sons are just leaving for boot camp and stuff, and they're like, how does this work? Like, just being able to help them navigate the ropes. I actually had somebody reach out to me yesterday or the day before, and she said, I want to be there for the food collection events, but she's like, I'm going to see my son graduate. I said, that's way more important.
More important, right.
You know, I said, you'll get with us when you can, you know, but it's brand new to her.
And you also, with families, you've got children that are missing mom and dad, aren't they? To have that moral support and support them has got to be good, because I know y'all are big about promoting patriotism with our kids and making sure that they understand what it's all about having mom or dad or brother or sister that's deployed.
And that's true. We are, or aunts or uncles. I know I have my grandchildren too, and they're very attached to their aunt that was deployed. One of the things was, why can't she be home for Christmas?
Yeah. Yep. And we forget sometimes that, I mean, we've got troops, hundreds of thousands of them all over the world that is making sure that America stays safe. Y'all also work with, we talk about Gold Star families, and that's someone that has lost a family member in the service. Y'all work with them to do something with flags,
We
right?
do. We provide military families that have lost a member in the family with Gold Star flags. When a family has a member that passes away that's in the family, they then, instead of being Blue Stars, they become Gold Star families. And so we present them with a Gold Star flag that they can hang in their home, or just like I have a Blue Star flag hanging in my home, they would hang a Gold Star flag.
Nothing greater than someone giving their life for somebody else in there. I mean, the Bible talks about there's nothing greater to give your life for a friend. These folks they're giving their lives and putting them on the line for people they don't even know.
Mm-hmm. It's tough. I actually attended a funeral for one of the soldiers that went down in the helicopter last year, and so I went with some of the other Blue Star moms, and we went and presented the Gold Star flags at his funeral. It's tough. It's tough. And when you go, you can't be crying and emotional because you're supposed to be the strong ones for them. Mm-hmm. And it was my first military funeral, and it was rough.
It is tough. The most admirable thing I think that anyone can do. We have some amazing men and women that are willing to go and serve all over the world and protect us and fight for our freedoms. And if we're not careful, we take those freedoms for granted sometimes, don't we? And it's tough. Y'all do an absolutely great job, and I appreciate y'all being here today and appreciate what you're doing. Hopefully we can get the word out to more folks about how that they can help you. So 3 events, folks, that you can help the Blue Star moms to help our military personnel. June the 15th, Care Package Food Drive at Food Line here on Jackson Street, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. June the 29th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Food City out on East 10th Street. They're going to have another Care Package Drive. And then on July the 4th, they'll be with us at the 10th Annual Red, White, and Boom at the Putnam County Fairgrounds. There'll be thousands of people there, and hopefully you can stop by and see them. They'll have a booth there. I wish you the best. If anything we can do to help you, you'll be in our prayers. And thank you for what you're doing for our troops.
Absolutely.
Well,
and they can always join us at our meetings. Yes. We'd love to have new moms come. And
so if someone would like to join you, they can join your monthly meeting and come.
We meet the first Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. at the Farm Bureau office on
South Willow?
South Willow.
Yeah, right there before Plateau Mental Health Center. It's on the right. Philip Baker's
Philip Baker,
office.
That's correct.
So if you'd like to join them. Ladies, thanks for being on the show today. I appreciate what y'all are doing.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you very much for having us.
That's our show for this week. I hope you join us every weekend for Today in Putnam County. I'm County Mayor Randy Porter. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and may God continue to bless our great county.
You've been listening to Today in Putnam County, hosted by Putnam County Mayor Randy Porter.